Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome to this year's AMTV Christmas Message. First of all, I just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday that you celebrate this time of year, or even if you don't celebrate any holidays at this time of year. I hope that you're well, I hope that you're surrounded by people that you love and who love you in return, and that you have a fantastic time. I always like doing these Christmas messages, partly as a little update, partly as a reflection on the year that's gone by here on the AMTV Network, and also maybe to tease a few little things that might be coming in the future. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. 2023 has certainly been an interesting year, both for me here on YouTube and just life in general. It's not been as a productive year as perhaps years in the past. You know, there's been less content coming out across all three channels than maybe there were some time ago, but that's due to a various amount of reasons. One thing I've mentioned before is that I'm currently trying to find somewhere to live. Obviously, I am living somewhere right now, but I'm trying to find a property to buy. And that takes a lot of time, that's a lot of effort, a lot of research, a lot of time going to visit these things. And so that's been taking up a lot of my time this year, as has, of course, just general work. It still amazes me that even though I've said it every single time during these update videos, that some people assume that doing YouTube is still like my main job, my main source of income. Because it really isn't. YouTube is a great outlet, it's a wonderful hobby, and I have such fun making content for you guys of all kinds across the three channels, but it isn't my main job. Throughout most of this year, throughout most of 2023, I've been working two separate jobs, both sort of on not a full-time basis, but both enough so I can earn money to make a living combined with what I earn from YouTube as well. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, but then also acting work, and no bigger than the pantomime that I've been doing over these last few weeks. At the time I'm recording this, you'll see this on Christmas Day, but we're nearly at the end of the pantomime now. We've got 1 week left of shows, but that's still 12 performances in 6 days. That's no easy feat, let me tell you. But it has been a great joy to be part of a pantomime like this. It's always been a dream of mine. I always joke that like you're not a legitimate actor, that's just me joking of course, until you've done like a proper professional pantomime in a theatre, and to do it in a theatre so close to my heart, that being the Cass Theatre in Doncaster, that is truly special. So it's been a great source of fun. It's been great to kick the acting back into gear again and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, just a real joy, a real joy. But in terms of YouTube, well, what have we been doing? Some things have been, more of the same, more unscripted discussion videos. Some of those did really well throughout the years. We talked about all sorts of topics, shows being cancelled, new idents coming in, various bits and pieces there. Also, the ident review chugs along. You still seem to enjoy the ident review. We had a big episode, the BBC One Circles episode, that came out in May. That was to celebrate the ident review's 5th birthday as a series here on YouTube. Sadly, it has been hit with various copyright issues, so I've had to trim things down, I've had to edit it out. So I've never been 100% happy with that one, because the original version that was all complete was great, but because if I didn't change things, then you wouldn't be able to view it at all. So I'm still very grateful that many of you have watched it, even in a slightly edited, truncated form, but that is just the copyright system that we battle. But that was like the big ident review this year, and it was a lot of fun to make, and I'm really glad that so many of you tuned in and enjoyed it as well. But I think the main thing this year were some of the documentaries, particularly from the summer onwards. We got on a spurt looking at colour TV around the world in countries such as Germany, such as Sweden, Norway, Israel, and it is really fascinating to see different countries tackle colour television and what issues, whether they be social, economical or political, that might have held back colour TV, or just completely random reasons in general. And those videos really did pop off. I was so grateful that you guys really enjoyed them, and I know there's been a lot of demand for more. You've requested all sorts of nations I could take a look at. I always say with those videos, there needs to be a decent amount of footage or clips available, or just reliable research. But just to give you a little these little teasers for 2024, the next one I want to try and tackle is colour television in Romania. Now, Romania, if you know anything about their political history, was quite a mess during the Cold War, but it also impacted colour television in quite a significant way, and that's something I'd like to tackle in a video. I did initially start it sort of September, October time, but then obviously things changed with getting the pantomime and all that other sort of stuff. So I am hoping to get that back up and running during the new year. Hopefully that'll be coming to your screens, let's say within the first quarter of the year. I'd certainly like to think so. I'm going to have a bit more free time, so I'd like to dedicate some of it to getting that video out to you. But what I enjoyed, aside from the colour ones, we took a look at some topics like away from that as well. You know, we looked at the famous spaghetti trees hoax that was done on Panorama. That was a lot of fun to take a look at. Also, the first ever advert for Gibbs SR toothpaste back in 1955. That's a great story behind that. And indeed, the rise and fall itself of 405 line television, which itself has its own fascinating history and lasted a lot longer than a lot of people may have initially thought. As you know, I really enjoy looking at media history, particularly television history, and examining these like more niche stories, these stories that maybe a lot of people wouldn't have been aware of, or just trying to shed it to a new light. So thank you so much for being so receptive to that concept, those ideas, and indeed the videos that we've put out across this last year relating to that. In terms of other parts of the network, obviously AMTV Who launched in 2023. That's been such fun doing that. I didn't put out as much content on it as I would have liked this year, but again, I'm not beating myself up too badly about it. There's a lot of stuff going on, but the stuff I have put out, I'm quite happy with, and I'm really glad that you guys are quite happy with it as well. If there's a video that I'm most proud of on there, I've got two really. The VHS journey, you know, from transmission to VHS, that was so much fun to do, and again, I'm really glad that you guys have been so receptive to it because I enjoyed it immensely. I do want to do some sort of follow-up, whether that be like VHS to DVD, etc., but hopefully that'll come in the future. But the other one I'm proud of is Doctor Who with the Radio Times, sort of that long-lasting collaboration there. That was a labour of love to do, and I know it didn't do well in terms of like YouTube metrics or whatever, but I had a lot of fun making it. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe go and check it out over on AMTV Who. And then AMTV Now, of course. Again, maybe not as much content as people would have expected. I had a weird thing towards the end of this year where I started not picking up every Now release that came out. This was for a multitude of reasons. Cost primarily. You may remember for the actual 40th anniversary season, they went crazy with the releases, and to try and keep up with all of that would have been a little bit mad, so that's partly why. Also, some of the releases themselves, I was starting to get a lot of the repeat syndrome people mention, like a lot of tracks that either didn't interest me or that I had on other compilations. So I do want to do a video sort of addressing this more in full on AMTV Now. I sort of said I was going to do that around the time of the 40th anniversary and didn't, but hopefully sometime in the new year I'll make a video addressing just what I'm trying to explain here in more detail. But in terms of overall content production, I did do a little bit of tallying up, you know, I like my numbers, so let's just see how much we've made across the network in 2023. So with the youngest channel, AMTV Who, we produced 34 videos. Not bad certainly. Then AMTV Now, one less, we did 33 videos, but we also did 13 shorts. Shorts is something I'd like to do more of across the network as well. I'm trying to just fine tune like a format for what kind of shorts I'd produce or what I'd upload. I know people say you could just like reuse content, say from the documentaries and upload it there, but I don't know, I kind of want to do something a bit more original than that, but I'm not ruling it out. We'll see as 2024 kicks off. And then on the main channel, we made 74 videos and 6 shorts. So obviously that's where the bulk of it's going. It is the main channel after all, which means in total in 2023, we produced 19 shorts and 141 videos. So I'm still proud of that, you know, to get into triple figures in a year where I didn't feel necessarily as productive as I have done in previous years. That's really good going. 141 videos in 2023, all of which are available for you to watch here across the network. Another big milestone that I want to address is the fact that this year we hit 35,000 subscribers, which again is phenomenal. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone out there who's hit that subscribe button and has joined me along the way for this journey here on AMTV. It certainly has been a roller coaster, and to only keep growing after all this time is really, truly humbling. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for coming with me on this journey, for sticking with me, and hopefully helping to grow this thing into the future. Wouldn't it be great if by the end of 2024, so like around a year from now, if we could crack 50,000 subscribers? I know that's a big jump, 15,000 in 1 year, but hey, you never know what happens with the YouTube algorithms and stuff, or what videos might connect better than others, but 50,000 subscribers by the end of next year, that'd be a pretty big achievement and one I'd be immensely proud of. But again, just thank you for subscribing to this channel, for subscribing to AMTV Now, for subscribing to AMTV Who. It truly does mean the world for a lad who, as an actor, where this is a hobby, to have so many of you follow me along with this hobby and be patient with me in times where it's a bit quieter. I couldn't be more appreciative of it. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. And in terms of what's to come, I mean, in 2024, let's say with AMTV Who, I would like to start the Viewing Figures series again. I know that's like a running joke at this point, but it is something I really, I started that in 2021. We've covered the classic series. We've almost finished the Wilderness Years. It is something I'd very much like to finish. So hopefully we can get that up and running again. That's a little tease there. I actually also want to do like standalone reviews of stories in general, not just new stuff. Obviously, we've covered the 60th anniversary stuff recently, Church on Ruby Road, the Christmas special. By the time you see this, that'll either be out or it's coming. But I want to go back and look at some older stories. I have, in fact, recorded, just a little tease, audio for a review I did of the Crotons, the Patrick Troughton story from 1969. And again, I'd like to put that together. When that will come, who knows? But I've recorded it. Just so you know, I've recorded the audio, so it's, it's in production, as it were. AMTV Now, obviously the bulk of what I post there is Now reviews, because that is the bread and butter of what people sort of got into my channel for, Now related for. I would like to venture out from that. I'm still not quite sure what I'd like to do, but more updates will probably follow on that channel in the months to come. As for this channel, I already mentioned the Colour TV in Romania I'd like to do. I would finally like to get this ITV digital project done, because so many of you ask me that year after year, and it is something I've tinkered with, worked on, began, stopped, began again. So I would like to get an ITV digital video out this year at some point. That'd be great. And then just more documentaries. I really want to try and push more documentary style content as we can in 2024. Obviously that depends on the topic, something that I find interesting, something I think that you guys might find interesting, but hopefully more documentary videos to come in the new year. But overall, that's all I wanted to get across in this Christmas message. So before we sign off, once again, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for all the support that you have shown the AMTV Network over the last 12 months, from the subscriber growth to supporting the new channels to really engaging with new content. As I say, it truly does mean the world to me, so thank you so much. In the meantime, I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Merry Christmas!
Thank you to all our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, Globe of Reviews, Derek Chambers, Shaun Knock, Daud Khan, Liam De-Maine, Trev Hughes, KarlKR, AJ Mac 200017, Daniel Middleton, Deck KP20, and Simon Harrison, our AMTV staff members.